Hello everyone, welcome to another series of today's GK. Let's begin with previous day practice question. Question was, which of the following states becomes first states to introduce uniform gold price based on bank rate? Sikkim, Kerala, Goa or Telangana? The correct answer is option B, Kerala. Kerala becomes the first state in India to launch uniform gold price based on the bank rate. Hence, option B is correct. The decision to introduce uniform price on 916 purity 22 karat gold has been taken at a meeting. The gold rate should be uniform across the country based on bank rate. However, in most states, gold is priced Rs 150 to 300 per gram extra over the bank rate. In Kerala, gold used to be sold at different prices on a particular day. Uniform gold price based on bank rate offers an opportunity to the consumers to purchase gold at a reasonable and transparent price. Majority of the answers in the comment section were correct. Keep answering like this. Now let's begin today's session. First question is, consider the following statements regarding the Kashi Tamil Sangamam. 1. It will be organized by the Ministry of Culture. 2. Its aim is to rediscover the centuries-old bond of knowledge and ancient civilizational linkage between northern and southern regions. Which of the above given statement or statements is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2? The correct answer is option B, 2 only. The Ministry of Education will organize Kashi Tamil Sangamam, a month-long program on the 16th November. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. Its aim is to rediscover the centuries-old bond of knowledge and ancient civilizational linkage between Varanasi and Tamil Nadu. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Therefore, option B is correct. Over 2,400 Tamil people in 12 groups from diverse sections of society, including academics, spiritualism, philosophy, trade and commerce, agriculture, entrepreneurship, arts and artisanship, will visit Kashi for 8 days to get familiarized with the ancient knowledge shared by these two ancient cities. The program will be organized under the framework of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat. IIT Madras and Banaras Hindu University will be the hosting partners of this mega event. Next question is, Nath Prabhu Kempe Gowda was associated with which of the following dynasties? Chalukyas, Vijayanagara, Satavahanas or Pandyas? The correct answer is option B, Vijayanagara. A bronze statue of Nath Prabhu Kempe Gowda, credited to be the founder of Bengaluru, will be unveiled soon at the premises of the Kempe Gowda International Airport, that is KIA, by the PM of India. The 108 feet bronze statue is being constructed in a 23-acre heritage park on the airport premises. It has a 4,000 kilogram sword which arrived at the Bengaluru airport from Delhi last month. The sword was brought in a special truck from Delhi. Nath Prabhu Kempe Gowda, a 16th century chieftain of the Vijayanagar Empire, is credited as the founder of Bengaluru. It is said that he conceived the idea of a new city while hunting with his minister and later marked its territory by erecting towers in 4 corners of the proposed city. He is also known to have developed around 1,000 lakes in the city. He was from the agricultural Vokaliga community in South Karnataka. Hence, option B is correct. Next question is, with reference to the Atal New India Challenge or ANIC, consider the following statements. 1. It is an initiative of Niti Aayog. 2. Its aim is to seek, select, support and nurture technology-based innovations. Which of the above given statement or statements is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2? The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2, that is both the statements are correct. AIM, that is Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog, recently launched women-centric challenges under phase 2 of the second edition of the Atal New India Challenge, that is ANIC. ANIC is an initiative by AIM Niti Aayog. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It is targeted to seek, select, support and nurture technology-based innovations that solve sectoral challenges of national importance and societal relevance through a grant-based mechanism of up to Rs 1 crore. Hence, statement 2 is also correct. Therefore, option C is correct. Next question is, which of the following best explains the aim of Swamitva scheme? Promotion of tourism in tribal areas, plantation in most polluted blocks, mineral exploration in allocated blocks, or creation of accurate land records for rural planning. The correct answer is option D, creation of accurate land records for rural planning. The report of expert committee on Swamitva scheme was released during the National Conference on Swamitva scheme and rural planning held recently. Swamitva, that is survey of villages, Abadi and mapping with improvised technology in village areas scheme, a central sector scheme of Ministry of Panchayati Raj, was nationwide launched by the Prime Minister on National Panchayati Raj Day on 24th April 2021. It is implemented with the collaborative efforts of the Ministry of Panchayati Raj, State Revenue Department, State Panchayati Raj Department and Survey of India. The scheme seeks to achieve the following objectives: creation of accurate land records for rural planning and reduce property-related disputes, to bring financial stability to the citizens in rural India by enabling them to use their property as a financial asset for taking loans, and to support in preparation of better quality Gram Panchayat development plan by making use of GIS maps. Hence, option D is correct. Next question is, the Transport for All Challenge is an initiative of which of the following ministries? Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Ministry of Rural Development, or Ministry of Tourism. The correct answer is option B, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Recently, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs launched the Transport for All Challenge Stage 2 and Citizen Perception Survey 2022. The Transport for All Challenge is an initiative of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Government of India, that aims at enhancing the mobility experience of citizens. The challenge focuses on digital innovation and invites cities, citizens and innovators to join hands to develop contextual digital solutions to improve formal as well as informal public transport to better serve the mobility needs of all citizens. Hence, option B is correct. Next question is, which of the following ones is known as novel features of the Indian Constitution? Preamble, fundamental rights, fundamental duties, or directive principles of state policy? The correct answer is option D, directive principles of state policy. The directive principles of state policy are enumerated in Part 4 of the Constitution from Articles 36 to 51. The framers of the Constitution borrowed this idea from the Irish Constitution of 1937, which had copied it from the Spanish Constitution. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar described these principles as novel features of the Indian Constitution. Hence, option D is correct. The directive principles along with the fundamental rights contain the philosophy of the Constitution and is the soul of the Constitution. Granville Austin has described the directive principles and the fundamental rights as the conscience of the Constitution. Next question is, in the context of Indian arts and culture, Jawara is referred to folk dance of Bundelkhand, martial art of Nagaland, puppetry of Rayalaseema, or folk music of Kutch region. The correct answer is option A, folk dance of Bundelkhand. Jawara dance, also called the harvest dance, marks the successful harvest of the peasants of the Bundelkhand region. Men and women dance their way to happiness whenever they are rewarded with good harvest. This folk dance is extremely important to the people of Bundelkhand region because it is an expression of great joy and prosperity. The women perform a balancing act by carrying a basket full of the harvested crop on their head. This particular move is practiced a number of times before displaying the actual performance. The dance performance is supported by a variety of musical instruments, which includes percussion, wind and string instruments. Hence, option A is correct. Next question is, which of the following statements are not correct about the writs? The concept of writs are borrowed from English law. In India, only Supreme Court can issue writs. The Parliament can empower any other court to issue these writs. Or in India, the writs of habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, certiorari and quo warranto are issued? The correct answer is option B. In India, only Supreme Court can issue writs. The Supreme Court under Article 32 and the High Courts under Article 226 can issue the writs of habeas corpus, mandamus prohibition, certiorari and quo warranto. Further, the Parliament under Article 32 can empower any other court to issue these writs. Since no such provision has been made so far, only the Supreme Court and the High Courts can issue the writs and not any other court. Hence, option B is correct. Before 1950, only the High Courts of Calcutta, Bombay and Madras had the power to issue the writs. Article 226 now empowers all the High Courts to issue the writs. These writs are borrowed from English law where they are known as prerogative writs. Next question is, which of the following states is associated with the fard painting? Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Rajasthan or Bihar? The correct answer is option C, Rajasthan. Fard painting or fard is a style, religious scroll painting and folk painting practiced in Rajasthan state of India. This style of painting is traditionally done on a long piece of cloth or canvas known as fard. The narratives of the folk deities of Rajasthan, mostly of Babuji and Dev Narayan, are depicted on the fards. The bhopas, the priest singers, traditionally carry the painted fards along with them and use these as the mobile temples of the folk deities. The fards of Babuji are normally about 15 feet in length, while the fards of Dev Narayan are normally about 30 feet long. Traditionally, the fards are painted with vegetable colors, hence option C is correct. Last question is, in the context of international groupings, which of the following groupings is associated with the Bangkok Declaration? BIMSTEC, G77, G33 or CHIP4? The correct answer is option A, BIMSTEC. Recently, India hosted the second BIMSTEC Agriculture Ministers meeting. The Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation or BIMSTEC is a regional organization that was established on 6 June 1997 with the signing of the Bangkok Declaration. Hence, option A is correct. Initially known as BIST-EC, that is Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, Thailand Economic Cooperation, the organization is now known as BIMSTEC. Now it comprises 7 member states with the admission of Myanmar on 22nd December 1997 and Bhutan and Nepal in February 2004. On 6 June 1997, representatives of the government of Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka and Thailand came together in Bangkok and signed the declaration on the establishment of the Bangladesh, India, Sri Lanka, Thailand Economic Cooperation or BIST-EC. Now it's time for the practice question. In the context of Indian biodiversity, the Sangai festival is pivotal. Which of the following states is associated with this festival? Manipur, Gujarat, Rajasthan or Goa? Send the answer of this question in the comment section. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching.